It's a little cold here. Don't know how long I'll be able to play if my hands don't get warmer. Oh, Mayo, what's up? Hello, Phenotype, what's up? Yeah, let's do runs. Just a moment. Okay. Let's do some runs. How's everyone's Sunday? Mine is chill. It's a little chill outside too. That's kind of the reason why I may not be streaming long today. It's kind of cold here.
So you might want that I missed the few there one.
Let's go with that. See what happens. Okay, not too bad. I almost got that strat to save it more time, but I started the second phase a bit too soon. Thanks for the good luck, Tiltoons. It was really fun to play Billy Hatcher yesterday. Thanks, man. You too. Good job yesterday. I'm surprised it worked, actually. Didn't feel like it was gonna work. Ah, almost. Thanks for the good luck, Annie. What's up? World record is like 45 minutes, but it uses a different route. What's up, Beep?
Uploading data.
Or not only a different route, but a different ending, let's say. The ending is completely different. Everything else up to that point is the same. What I do. Yeah, 45 minutes. It has a much harder end game though. Like a lot harder. Or, well, I shouldn't say harder, but just more unforgiving. Because it's just a lottery, does it work or not? And what do you do in that? Why am I not using that route? Because I don't like it. Very good. Nice movement indeed. We'll see how Adam save skip is gonna be in the next split. Now this is just a movement moving around Kataris first. Alright, the last time we'll talk with Adam right here.
Uploading data.
CBRI assigned different notebooks.
good RNG. That enemy can come from like then can spawn in a few locations. One of them will be just nearby that door where I'm going through. Sometimes from that spot that it just came from. Or it's really far away. You can barely see that in a minimap on top right of the screen. Alright, Adam save skip time. I'll take that. Good shot. Oops. Don't jump like that. Kinda in a chill mood today that I don't know, I don't wanna stream any longer than to like 2 hours. It's like if I finish a run, I think I'll just call it a stream. Which can easily happen with this run alone. Because when I get to the like mid game, I usually wanna finish the run if I don't mess up Pomu HQ. It's Sunday too. Might as well just have a chill day. Or if I want to, I can play some Metro Prime randomizer. But that just depends on my mood. Metro Prime randomizer was really fun. Seems like a good split actually. And after the stream, I kinda wanna play Sea of Thieves now when the next season is coming up. I don't know, are any of you playing Sea of Thieves, but it's a really fun game. I actually took this month off completely from playing that game. Because I played it so much last month it was or something. Get the freaking... What? Why were you just shooting everywhere? Alright. Not that big of a deal. Very good. Need to start working on a next video script. Think I'm gonna get something started today. Don't know how long of a video I want. I don't know, should I even talk about like these kind of ideas that I have on stream that new video. I should just keep them a secret. Good. That seems to be RNG. But today later, chat, one of my favorite videos I've made is getting released. I hope you'll check it out in about 5 hours. Prime 4 will be released in 2023? No. Yeah, I've not got any information about it for the past years, so highly unlikely. Possible, but unlikely. ...2024 I can see it happening. 2025 is most likely the last time. For sure then, but we don't know. Like, we have no information that how the development is going on right now. I think they're gonna take a really sweet time with that, just so they don't mess it up. Prime Trilogy is... Metroid Prime Trilogy as a whole is just a fantastic trilogy to play. It's like a once in a year type of thing that everyone who's played Metroid games should do, honestly. Just play through them, all 3 games back to back. It's a fantastic trilogy. So if they mess up 4, oh my god, that will be a disaster. So I hope they're taking a sweet time with that. Never played 3, I recommend to play it. It's really good still. Still prefer 2 or 1 over 3, but without 3 it wouldn't be a fully finished trilogy. It's an important part of it. I didn't even hit that, but just once. What difficulty for any percent? I'm using rookie mode, but you can run it on any mode except red mode because it's separated. I'm using rookie. Yep, time save is always good. Okay, not too bad. Walking everywhere. I don't like it. Maybe I should spend some time practicing that part. I have a save file right next to that, so it won't take too long to figure out some things that I'm doing, what I'm doing wrong there. Right. We have entered the half point of the game already. I want to have that energy tank because otherwise I will die easily. I'll die from a one hit against any late game boss if I don't have that. At least JoJo warriors. Also the cold room that's coming up, I can survive that as well. Much easier. Hello, Bullcorn, what's up? That took so long. Ah, damn it. X-axis, not Z-axis. What? Why am I down here? Well, that was stupid. Like, actually very stupid. Dude, wall jump, please. I'm not gonna get the best time save out of this. I don't like it. Okay, I lost the skew too. That's so stupid. How are the runs? Well, this run was good until I lost the skew. And this is the only run I've done that is this far. This run had a chance for sub 1 hour if I just didn't lose that scoop. But it doesn't have it anymore. I have to get the scoop back. And I lost time dropping down like a dumbass. For some reason, I don't know why I dropped down. the water. So stupid. One way to lose so much time. Yeah, I have it back. I also lose too much time to get it back, but it's kinda annoying still having to do that. It's extra 10 to 15 seconds easily. Afternoon, Chami. Thanks for good luck. So you can still do sub 1 hour with this run now. It's unlikely. Very unlikely to happen anymore, honestly. I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. I lost so much time in this split already. I'll be ahead, most likely, but it's not gonna be enough for sub 1 hour, in my opinion. If it is, I'll be happy. That's first try. I'm happy with that. Okay, actually, it's still doable. It is possible still with this run. Like, I lost so much time getting out of the screw attack room. I lost the skew, I had to get it back. It's still possible. It's actually still possible with this run. That's insane, actually. It is still possible. Never mind, then I was so wrong. I was getting a little flustered, that's why I made those mistakes. But I just have to not make any more those kind of mistakes. I don't know, I might too close for that or something. Oops. I am not gonna get hit by that. I have to play really well if I really want to get that sub 1 hour. It's possible, but unlikely, honestly. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Still possible. I lost it. Okay, well, now sub 1 hour is not possible anymore. Did a really bad turn there. Get closer, please. Hello? Okay, sub 1 hour is not possible anymore with this run. Actually, wait. That's weird. Okay. Thanks for the good luck, Tunnelin. What kind of splits are these? Where did I lose on save time? Well, Nubia was one where I saved a lot of time. Let's see. Early game, fine. 35 is bad, good. White beam, yeah. Yeah, these are kinda good splits to run against, actually. It's just that I can just jump from 101 to sub 1 hour if I really just get that run, that kind of run, but I haven't been getting that kind of run. Like I've had multiple sub 1 hour pace runs entering late game and it just gets screwed over by something dumb. By either losing Pomuhei's Q, not getting aim down clip, or losing Pomuhei's Q, then having to get it back takes a while. Wall clipping, setup, I don't know, just anything. I could just finish this like how I would normally and try to get sub 1 hour, 1 minute. Getting closer to sub 1 hour, then hey, a new personal best. New splits to run against it, maybe. Oh, that kills? I didn't even remember it deals so much damage. Well, whatever, doesn't matter. I wouldn't have cared about sub 1 hour, 1 minute anyway. I was so sure I can survive that. Like this one I can survive. But what about the other hit? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand how that killed me. Like I was so sure I can survive it. That's why I damage boost on purpose. It was a fast death. I'm ahead still. But then it's like forever do I beat my time or not type of situation again. Just like yesterday. Missiles are worthless against these enemies because I don't have upgraded missiles. I have regular missiles. No supers or no ice missiles. Missile still no damage right now. It's smashing for me. That deals the most damage. So many runs that just dies to some dumb stuff, man. I don't get it. It's not even I get nervous. It's not about that. Just mess up some choke one thing. Like at Enter Hanubia split, you can see that I was still in a sub 1 hour pace. So same with Enter Hanubia, but then it gets harder after that. After Space Jump, yeah, I still had a chance, but... Man, just don't mess up and I'll have it. But nope. But let's finish this strong. Though I'm gonna throw away this run at the end, last second because I don't wanna beat my time. Yeah, it's my personal best beep. I'm running against it right now. I get to get some couple mashing practice too. I'm not gonna get a new personal best. No, I don't wanna run against these splits. I was thinking, but now it's not even sub 1 hour pace, so that's why I don't wanna beat my time. What is this RNG? Oh! I had it there. I almost got it. My hand is tired from mashing now. I'm doing a double mashing method for the third phase, but the second phase I need to use one hand because I need to move. Why do you call it a GG? I didn't even finish the game. Wait, that damaged? That much? Seriously? Okay. That's dumb though. Oh, I wonder why I was not morphing there. I was pressing a wrong button. How did I lost 3 minutes? I wonder how. Maybe I died a few times. That's why. No, if I'm that far behind in the Raven Bean, you can expect I died. I will. There's no reason for me to lose 4 minutes against a fight where I mash. My hand is tired. I don't think I want to do another run. I'm not gonna be able to mash against Raven Bean in a good pace. It's my latest. Latest would have been a minute 10 in ahead in space jump. No gold. Rip. I'm mad. Not though. Just disappointed how I messed up so much in Hanubia split. Three deaths. Died once against the Jojo warrior, then 2 against Raven Bean. Current sum of best is 57. 57.45 is my sum of best right now, which is really good. For a 1 hour run, it kinda tells me that I can be 2 minutes behind my sum of best and still get sub 1 hour. Ideally, it would be 1 hour. 1 minute behind would be the best. No, it's been doable for me for the past weeks. I just can't get a run finished that is in a good pace. I don't want to do another run, but I'll do a quick practice up to wave beam, I guess. Well, this takes 10 minutes. that takes like almost 15 minutes. I'll just do screw attack split. Too late. One of our Volpe's top 10 unrestricted. I would have thought that there's a lot more people with a much better time than that. Well, suitless is possible if you're on a legacy version. It will always be possible in that. But in this patch that I'm on, the newest patch, I can skip gravity suit, but I need barrier suit. It's still impressive, I'm just not happy how... Feels like so many runs just die some dumb way in a late game. And after all, it's just the one thing that has to go wrong, then it snowballs to more mistakes, then I cannot get sub 1 hour anymore. I can beat my time, that's for sure. I don't need a perfect run to beat my time. But I don't care to beat my own time by 15 seconds or something, because it doesn't improve me or... So I'll just get new splits to run against. My goal time is sub 1 hour and I'm not looking at anything else but that. Sure, new splits to Volpina nice to run against, or a new personal best, but I just don't care enough to have one of those. luck for Rack, but I don't think I'll do another run anymore today. My hand is tired from mashing. I'll watch some YouTube videos. Then I think I'll be done soon. When I get to late game with one of my first runs of the day and I finish it, I don't know do I wanna do more runs. Just grinding 6 hours of doing runs will just make me play worse, I feel like. It will be better to just finish a one good run, maybe beat my time, try a couple attempts after that, then call it a day. Also, it's Sunday. I'm in a really chill mood still. Guess I'll just go through this quickly now when I have the SKU still. It's good practice. There's a video about Zelda games that were not released in America. I wanna check it out. Did I had a positive vibe still, chat, or did I actually got somewhat negative earlier? So I don't wanna get mad at all. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad? What? Oh yeah, that's why. Grapple has to be aiming directly left. Good man, nice. Nice. So the fastest route, it would actually never go to Varenia to get space jump and wave beam. It would go straight to power bombs, then to Raven Pin X and beat the game. It requires doing wall clips 4 times, and setting up that is pain in the ass. So it's kind of like a casino casino, basically. RNG. It's kinda dumb. I don't wanna steal with that, so I like this route a lot. Much better and more fun to run too. It feels a lot more rewarding to get sub 1 hour to do it with this route. I grappled too soon again. Yeah, we skip like every boss now. Over half of the game's bosses are just skipped now with this route. No SQ, no experiment, no Drokuga, but it was always skipped anyway. Yeah, I agree that this route is just so much more fun. Much better. And like I said, it feels more rewarding to get sub 1 hour with this route. That is like, yeah, you can do it. But if you don't play too well, you won't get it. Type of thing that you need to play well still. Don't know if the best players were playing this. I think they will be getting like 55 minutes or something. So I lost the Pomu Haze Q in a run earlier, if anybody noticed. It happened right here. When I turned around, that's when I lost it. There was no other moment when it would have happened, honestly. And I lost it again somewhere. That's fine, because this is good practice. Oh, that's open forever now. It's fine. There is something I need to test with that again. I did test this a few times. To clip through a wall, you need to be partially inside of a wall, or a door. In this case, it's a door because it's not a wall. The way I can know I'm inside the wall is to open the map by pausing and looking at Samus's helmet icon and see if it's like partially inside the wall. Can I explain this? You see the Samus's helmet and there's the down part. I can't zoom it anymore, but do you see the Samus's helmet, the middle part in the bottom? When that's fully inside that door frame, the white part, I'll die. But if it's partially inside of it, I cannot clip through. But if it's like halfway in, like, I can show you how much it has to be. I'm starting to clip inside it right now. Okay, do you see the icon, how it's like now partially inside that white line? If it's fully inside, I'll die. But right now, I can clip through. What I wanted to check is that how far I can run before I die, because I do that without pausing. I don't check how far I'm inside of the wall I am, or the door frame. by pausing. I look at Samus's running animation. Can you see it on a minimap as well? Yeah, but it's really small, so I don't think it will help that much. Like I cannot... Okay, so I'm gonna clip through. With this I cannot clip through. Do you see like... well, this will make so much more sensify. Open the map instead. Open the video file and show it for you. Okay, that's how I went too far. Now I know. I need to double check that. Okay, in a door frame, I think I'll just put this. Do you see this, do you see that icon over there? That like small white, that small yellow whitish light? That's what I'm looking at. Look how I run. Look how Samus runs in this. Look at that light now. You know, you see how it extends. That's my visual cue. Now I see it's halfway. Now I saw that the light is like split into two because of Samus's running animation. There's like a half sphere, kind of like a circle thing, because of the running animation. So now it's split in two. Now I know I'm pretty much close to get the clip, but I'm not close. I'm not that far enough. Now it's like I didn't see the right side of that light, but I see the left side. Now I should be. Now I'm close enough to the door's dead zone. So now I can do the clip then, or like how can I? I'm inside enough the door frame, so now I can clip. If I'm not inside enough, then I'll just dash melee out of that. That's what would happen if you don't go inside that enough. I don't want to spend my time looking at the map all the time. Like, I know what I have to do exactly. I just need to... I want to do it fast. Sure, I can open the map, actually, and just double check that I get it, but... don't think there's any reason. Well, look at Samus's left arm. Do you see how that... that's such a fast clip. Holy damn. Whew, that was fast. Yeah, it's the really nice cue. That's what I use. I don't use the map. I don't want to open the map and see how much inside that white line I am. Oh, I wanna do this actually. This clip is... I've never done it actually. I lost the skew. No. Try to get it back quickly. Oops, I have don't know how I need to do the inputs here. I know how to do the inputs when I need to do it to the other left side wall, but if I have to do it to the right side wall, I get confused what the inputs are. Not exactly like that. Okay. Need to dash melee off right away. Got it. Okay. How many tiles is this? That's 4. 4. I need to be around this spot. Okay. I've never done this clip. I wanna try to get this, so then I know I've done it. Okay, here's the thing. I need to clip through this by aiming upwards after I slide. That's so dumb. I have to do it very fast too. Oh my god. So slide and immediately upright or something, I don't know. As long as I don't lose the skew, I can easily do this many times as much as I want. Hey, I got it! Woohoo! That's a fun clip. Really? Oh, that's not easy. Like sliding then holding upwards right away, that's not easy at all. It has to be aimed upwards because did you know what actually saves me from dying there? Grapple. Without the grapple you would die there. Grapple is the reason you survive going out of bounds in this game for a brief second. I want to do it to the left now. I haven't done it to the left yet. Can't do it. Am I too close? Might be too close. Oops, I had it. I can't do it for some reason to the left. Is it not possible because of this part of the wall or something? It might not be possible actually. I wanna think about it. Yeah, it's not possible. So I'm pretty sure I would have got it already there. Thank you, Ketkov, for 27 months. Welcome back, man. Yeah, it's not possible to the left side of the door. That's so weird. Or wall, rather. Okay, there's one more clip I wanna do. Then let's watch some YouTube videos, and I'll be done for today then. My hand is tired from mashing. I just don't wanna strain it more. I can still do mashing, but it wouldn't be good for my hands. Hey, easy. That will be done in all bosses run. Just so you know. I have to do it to the other spot. There's a much faster way to kill that. Ah, damn it. I'm gonna get that. Okay, I'm gonna get that. Much later, huh? Okay. Ah, wrong spot. You can make it to go to the left side. Then you just screw attack it when it's stuck to the wall. It's so good. I need to jump quickly there. Oh, it moved. Yeah, I actually need to be in the right spot for that. Then just quickly flash shift to the left. Ah, I almost had it. I wanna check the run quickly. Oh, it's done. I wanna do that. I don't know why, but I brought Metro Prime all bosses. I don't need the good luck anymore, Harvey. I'm gonna stop soon, actually. But thanks. Ah, okay. Let's see. I'll be watching some YouTube videos soon. I didn't want to have a long stream, so I just only finished one run. My hand is tired from mashing, and I didn't finish that good of a run too. That's kind of funny. How it just disappears. I never got X Parasite read in this file. Dude, that's so good. Nice X Parasite I have there. Simple. Okay, let's watch this video. At least one. It was linked in my Discord earlier today. I'll do more attempts tomorrow. Some point I'll get that sub 1 hour. It's 30 minutes long. Yes. I'll take it. This is the video we're watching. Every Zelda game America never got. Alright.
Games in the Legend of Did you know there's several games in the Legend of Zelda series which never saw a release in the United States? In some cases, the reasons for these games' lack of localization is quite apparent, while the lack of localization for some other titles is nothing short of baffling. Regardless of the reasons, all these games expand the Zelda universe in
What is
ways
this
that
game?
many won't have known about.
What is this game?
There's 6 games to cover across the Super Nintendo, GameCube, and even the Nintendo DS. But we're starting with 2 Japanese Zelda titles which released on Nintendo's Satellaview add-on, which were never re-released, and as a result are only playable thanks to a dedicated fan community. The first of these titles we're exploring is BS Zelda no Densetsu, known in English simply as BS for Legend of Zelda. BS Zelda is a fully fledged remake of the original NES.
I've
The
seen a little bit
Legend
of
Zelda
this.
from 1986. With BS Zelda being on the Super Nintendo, the game's graphics were recreated within 16-bit limitations. The game still plays very similarly to the original release, but with a few changes, both minor and major. A few examples are that the Super Nintendo's L and R buttons allow the player to switch between items on the fly, and the maximum number of rupees is increased from 255 to 999. Alterations were also made to the game's map, with the overworld actually being smaller, and the game's dungeon layouts being...
Wait, that looks completely different. Zelda 1's dungeon is there, yes. There's usually like a craft over this spot in a Zelda 1, but instead it's in a BS, The Legend of Zelda, it's here. There's a secret part over there. Like this looks different.
being completely different.
Yeah.
These changes have caused many fans to refer to the title as a third quest for The Legend of Zelda.
Third
as
quest,
the
makes
original
sense, yeah.
had a second quest that was unlocked after beating the game. As we mentioned earlier, this game was only playable on the Satellaview and made use of a narrator to provide hints and tips at certain points of the
I want to
live
play that
stream.
one day.
This narrator is alleged to be the Old Man from the start of the game. Two versions of BS Zelda were broadcast. Between August 9th and August 30th in 1995, the initial Third Quest version was streamed via Satellaview. However, in December of 1996, a version featuring a different world was broadcast. This is often referred to as the Map 2 version of the game, or the Fourth Quest. Due to the game being streamed to players, it had to be played in real time. As a result, events would occur at certain points during a broadcast, such as killing all enemies on screen or giving the player an unlimited quantity of a particular item. The game was streamed in 4 weekly installments, and players had to tune in at those times if they wanted to play. Another feature of the Fourth Quest is that players actually do not take control of Link. Instead, the title makes use of the Satellaview's mascots. These are a red-headed girl and a boy with a baseball cap. The player's name and gender were determined by the user's settings on the Satellaview and loaded into the game. This is the first time a Nintendo-developed Zelda game would feature
I want to play that.
female
So like,
protagonist.
I want to play that one
Prior
day.
to this
I
release,
promise
the
I'll
only
play
Zelda
that one
games
day,
to have a
chat.
playable female character were the CDI title.
You dare to bring light to my lair?
They were. This playable character is known as the Hero of Light, a character that would be explored more in the next game we'll be looking at, BS The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. Broadcast in 1997, BS The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets made use of the Super Nintendo's Link to the Past engine, once again putting the player in the shoes of the Hero of Light. A number of changes were made to the game's mechanics, such as being able to change direction while using the Pegasus boots.
Dude.
This change was possibly inspired by the ability to change direction while running in Marvelous, Another Treasure Island by A.G. Aonuma. But we'll be talking more about that game later. Ancient Stone Tablets is often seen as a sort of second quest for A Link to the Past, as many elements from A Link to the Past were reused and rearranged to create an original release. The only difference to most standard second quests within the Zelda series is that Ancient Stone Tablets actually features its own unique storyline. The game's story takes place 6 years after Link defeated Ganon in A Link to the Past. While the kingdom is at peace, Princess Zelda has a recurring dream of a shadow over a temple. When a mysterious light appears in the east of Hyrule, both Zelda and Sahasrarla's younger brother, Aganar, go to investigate. They find a young child lying on the ground, and take the youth to Sahasrarla's hideout near the Eastern Palace, where Aganar now resides. Because of the young hero's clothing, they believe that the child may not be from Hyrule at all. Zelda learns that Sahasrarla has left the land to seek out Link, who left after defeating Ganon years before. Sensing courage within the child, Zelda believes that they could be the hero of light. We won't go too in-depth with the game's plot for those wanting to play the game themselves. That said, the hero sets forth on a quest to retrieve Ancient Stone Tablets in order to learn more on the impending evil. At the start of the game, the player has no weapon. Instead, prior to obtaining a sword and shield from the Eastern Palace, a golden bee in a bottle can be used to protect the player. When let loose, the bee will attack any monsters the hero encounters, but will run from those who wield a blade. Also given to the player is a bug-catching net and an ocarina, which can be used to return to the entrance of a dungeon. The game is set up over a timeline of 4 real-world weeks. Each week, an hour-long broadcast would be made, similar to that of a serialized story. And every week, the player would have a total of about 50 minutes to complete 2 dungeons, as well as explore Hyrule in search of secrets and bonuses. After the time limit is over, the player's progress would be saved regardless of their position in the game. Progress would be carried over to each session, and players would
This is
keep
so
any obtained
interesting,
tablets, items, and rupees.
how it was developed.
Rather than allow players to complete unfinished dungeons from the previous week, a thief stands at the entrance of the dungeon and would supply the hero with any treasures that they had found within said dungeon. The narrator from BS Zelda also makes a return in the game, but Aghanar and Princess Zelda will also speak to the player through telepathy. Their dialogue comes in the form of voice acting and informs the player as well as advances the game's plot. The game also has timed events, which can change the weather to rain or fog, and introduce Zora enemies, as well as give players temporary powers. Some timed story events can also occur, such as the player having to save Zelda from Octoroks, or helping the Sanctuary Sage from drowning in a lake. The game was only ever broadcast twice, and was impossible to boot outside of the designated broadcast time, resulting in it being impossible to play without emulation. As the narration was broadcast to the player live and not stored locally, there's no way to emulate the game's voice acting and orchestral soundtrack without the original audio. While not considered part of the Zelda canon, Ancient Stone Tablets is the first time in which Zelda is shown predicting future events through her dreams. It also marks the first time in which Zelda's voice was ever heard. The game's plot also takes place 6 years after the events of A Link to the Past, the same period of time between the release of both games in Japan. Ancient Stone Tablets also mark the first time in which non-playable characters would move around the world and change behavior depending on the game's time, a feature used extensively in Majora's Mask. The term Hero of Light would also be featured in Four Swords Adventures, and is given to whoever is deemed most helpful during the multiplayer mode of Hyrulean Adventure. The BS Zelda titles are both impossible to play without the use of emulation. ROM files of the games can be found on the BS Zelda homepage, which was created in 1999 and is still maintained by Con. The site archives all releases of the games, as well as all patches that are available for the titles. These patches can range from changing sprites to be Link during gameplay, to attempting to recreate the full original broadcast quality of the titles. Of course, these games never saw a release in America, but they were also only available for a very limited time in Japan. In 1999, Nintendo broke its partnership with broadcaster Saint Giga, who controlled the service, and due to a dispute with the radio station, the service was terminated in the year 2000. The Satellaview, or some variant of it, may have been considered for the international market at some point. Regional variations of the Super Nintendo all had expansion ports used by the Satellaview on their underside, making it possible to utilize a similar device. However, there were no equivalent services to Saint Giga that operated outside of Japan. This would have made it difficult to get a similar service working in the West. Audio or radio dramas are also extremely popular in Japan, meaning the streams were tailored for a Japanese audience. In fact, many games feature audio drama adaptations. Along with the cultural differences, the need to find voice actors for English releases would have been costly, making the investment of localizing the games an even bigger risk. But before we cover even more Japan-only Zelda games, a word from this episode's sponsor, Bai. If you're absurd, service is America to match you and is very is also a coupon. Check out Bai, bring up a collection to talk about, and now back to Zelda. Before we get to the Zelda title we're most eager to talk about, we'd be doing this video a disservice if we didn't bring up a collection of DS Zelda games that never came to America. Tingle, a bizarre little guy who first appeared in Majora's Mask, divided audiences with his strange characteristics. That, however, didn't stop him having a number of games
DS Tingle game.
his exploits. His first solo adventure didn't come in a particularly unique form, nor as a massive release, being a game that was only made available as a reward from Club Nintendo in Japan. Released in 2007, Tingle's Balloon Fight DS was a remake of the original Balloon Fight for the NES, with Tingle taking the role of the main playable character.
Makes
The game
sense.
featured 3 modes labeled A, B, and C, with Mode A being a recreation of the original Balloon Fight's arcade format, 99 stages which loop upon completion. Mode B was a multiplayer
remember
mode
playing
which
this,
made
it was
use of
really
the
fun.
DS download play feature so that multiple people could play through just a single cartridge, providing a fairly simple competitive balloon fight for up to 4 players. Mode C is simply Balloon Trip, which sets Tingle across a set of side-scrolling stages as he navigates around various obstacles whilst attempting to collect rupees along the way. This was most likely created as a means of promoting another Tingle title that had been released shortly before, freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. Released on Nintendo DS in Japan in
This
2006 and Europe in 2007, and developed by Vanpool, the game follows Tingle and his transformation from an average Joe middle-aged man into a green-garbed fairy. In the game, Tingle starts to hear voices which guide him to a spring nearby his house, where he meets Uncle Rupee. Uncle Rupee is an older-looking man with a giant rupee for a head, who offers Tingle the chance to live out his days in a paradise known as Rupee Land, so long as he continues to throw rupees into the pool. With more and more rupees being offered to Uncle Rupee, a tower from beneath the water will begin to rise toward the sky, allowing Tingle to enter Rupee Land. By accepting Uncle
Rupee
Rupee's offer,
Land.
he is changed, with rupees becoming his sole source of life. The game's events take place across 3 continents with a total of 11 differently themed islands, each containing a dungeon or puzzle that must be solved. The main goal of the game is to make the tower in the spring reach Rupee Land, with the gameplay centering around collecting as much money as possible. On top of this, the player must barter with a variety of NPCs to obtain both information and items, costing what the player must deem to be a reasonable price. Paying too little will provide the player with nothing, but paying too much will needlessly inflate how much they need to let go. This is likely the most bizarre element to the game, with so many people asking you to determine what is believed to be a fair price in certain scenarios. Defeating bosses and completing dungeons not only provides substantial rupee payouts, but also rewards the player with 1 of 5 gemstones, with all 5 needing to be obtained to complete the game. As the tower grows, more areas are unlocked at certain heights, leading to a continual need to donate money.
I want to
in
play
order
this
to
game.
progress. Items can also be obtained and sold on Tingle's Adventure, or they can
Imagine
be
the
used
amount
to
of
aid other
memes.
characters. Items can sometimes be combined to
The
create new
content.
variations
Think
of
about
the
it.
boiling pot at Tingle's house. There's also decorative items that can be used to adorn the top floor of Tingle's home. While exploring, the DS's top screen acts as a map, but maps must first be discovered, and even then, they are not complete. The game has the player circle landmarks on their maps, encouraging the player to explore all of a map's area. Once completed, the player can of course keep hold of their map, or they can sell it to the map maker for rupees, meaning that the player will no longer have a map for certain areas should they return to them. Seeing as Tingle is very much not a fighter, combat is peculiar in this game. Tingle initiates battles by walking into enemies, creating a large dust cloud. By tapping on the cloud with the stylus, Tingle beats his opponents more quickly. But it's also possible to move during combat to add more enemies into the mix. By increasing the number of enemies in a battle, rewards are increased exponentially, but it also increases how quickly Tingle is hurt. As Tingle's life force is directly attached to his rupees, damage simply depletes the player's rupee count the longer a battle goes on for. To assist in combat and puzzles throughout the game, Tingle can hire several supporting characters into his party in the form of bodyguards. Bodyguards all have varying stats and uses, and not only assist in combat, but are necessary to solve certain puzzles throughout the game. These characters are controlled by dragging them with the stylus, while Tingle is controlled with the system's buttons. Tingle is also aided by another fairy in his quest, known as Pinkle, who provides hints and tips along the adventure. Though not necessarily accepted as canon within the Zelda universe, Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land explains a fair amount about who Tingle is in the world of Hyrule. Tingle is actually not a person specifically, but rather a state of being, capable of falling upon any living thing. The game requires you to name your character, not allowing the name Tingle to be used at all. The name Tingle is still used, however, being adopted by the player after they are transformed. Whoever becomes Tingle will automatically don the green and red suit associated with the character, and become dependent on rupees to survive. Without rupees, Tingle will die. The game also suggests that, like Link, the person who becomes Tingle is bound to the role by destiny. Interestingly, it seems Uncle Rupee may have gotten his name as a result of a bad translation. In the original Japanese version of the game, he is known as Old Man or Grandpa Rupee, suiting his appearance. It's possible that the translator didn't notice a single character of his name, which changes the word from Old Man to Uncle. The game also includes a wide number of references, such as the boss fight with Captain Stalfos having a top screen similar to that of Nintendo's Punch-Out cabinets in arcades. Even the game's combat system is similar to an earlier Nintendo game, The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls, another title that we've covered on this channel before. Making this even more interesting, The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls was actually a game which had its engine adapted for an earlier entry into the Legend of Zelda series, Link's Awakening. This means that Rosy Rupee Land pays homage to the predecessor to an earlier portable Zelda title. We'll talk more on the game's localization and release after we explore the next Tingle adventure game on the DS, Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love. Irozuki Tingle no Koi no Balloon Trip, or Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love, was released exclusively in Japan in 2009. Unlike Rosy Rupee Land, where the game centers around money, Balloon Trip of Love is all about women. Just like in the previous title, the game begins with the player taking on the role of a regular 35-year-old man. Whilst watching telesales on his TV, he learns of a book known as Ripened Valiant Heroes Balloon Trip of Love, a novel following the story of a hero who leaves his parents to fall in love with a princess. He purchases the book at the discounted price of just 2 rupees. However, when he finally opens the book, he's sucked inside and transformed into Tingle. His goal, and only means of escaping the book, is to have a dance with the princess of the book's world, the primary goal of the title. While in this mysterious world, Tingle becomes acquainted with 3 characters reminiscent of those found in The Wizard of Oz. Kakashi, a friendly scarecrow, Biruki, a surly robot, and Lion, the cowardly, lion. Each serves different gameplay roles, with Kakashi capable of fitting into small spaces and using straw to prod at things, Biruki being able to kick objects or analyze them using her robot skills, and Lion being a coward though immensely strong, who has a good rapport with animals. With their help, Tingle must solve puzzles to progress, making his way to the city where Tingle and Co. can all have their wishes granted to them. An additional and central
What was that
is
face?
romancing various women. Tingle and way to the city where Tingle and Co. can all
Look at that face, man. Why is the mouth a circle? Why is the mouth
have their wishes
square?
granted to them. An additional and central gameplay element of the title is romancing various women. Tingle must form relationships with girls throughout his journey, gaining their affections by showering them with gifts,
Alien.
with each one having their own specific tastes. These gifts can both be purchased or found throughout the game. Unlike the previous entry in the series, Balloon Trip of Love plays more closely to a point-and-click adventure game, with the gameplay being almost exclusively played with the stylus. The player must simply tap objects on screen to interact with them, solving various puzzles and making use of their inventory to further the story. Similar to Rosy Rupee Land, the game makes several references to other Nintendo series. During page 4 of the book, an expired bottle of juice can be found in a spooky abandoned house. If Tingle chooses to drink it, he will have a sudden upset stomach, running from the house to the invincibility theme from Super Mario. On page 6, a minigame can be played which pays homage to Super Mario Bros. 2, including a character select menu of the same style, in which the player must pick vegetables and worms from a field. The character of Lovia, who teaches Tingle how to win the affections of women as well as sell him various gifts, is dressed as an angel, similar to that of Nintendo's Pit. His theme tune is also somewhat reminiscent of Pit's as well. At the end of a dungeon minigame, a victory dance is displayed which has Tingle appear as he does in Majora's Mask, and it's really bloody creepy. The robot crew who operate the Orbital
I wanna play that
Industries
game
shipping
now,
center
even
are
more.
almost exactly the same in appearance to that of Chibi Robo. There are also many more throughout Tingle's adventure, so we shan't name them all. While the first iteration of the Tingle-centric games did receive a release in Europe, the second did not. And to top it off, neither titles made their way to an American audience at all. The reasoning behind this has never been officially stated by Nintendo, though fan speculation is that the sexualized themes of Tingle could have lent themselves to caution on Nintendo's part. It's also no secret that Tingle has often received a negative response by American audiences, even being acknowledged by Zelda director Eiji Aonuma himself. After all, this is the reason that Tingle never appears in Twilight Princess. Though many would argue that the negativity surrounding the character is mostly in jest, and in some ways, it plays into the character's role within the Zelda series. With that said, Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land had an official poll on Nintendo's website, asking players whether the title should be released to American audiences, with the results swinging, arguably surprisingly, against a release. The fact that Nintendo felt the need to create the poll could be seen as an attempt to gauge a real response on people's feelings towards the character, and the idea of a game centered entirely around him, asking players if they thought he was interesting enough, whether he was considered funny, interesting, boring, or annoying, and even how people would react if he appeared in the then upcoming mainline Zelda game, Twilight Princess. Seeing as Balloon Trip of Love has even more of a sexualized central theme, primarily involving Tingle flirting with women in order to gain their affection, it's unsurprising that Nintendo were reluctant to consider a translation and localization overseas. This second title didn't even see a release in Europe, despite the first entry making its way to the continent. Though
Wait,
this
actually?
could also suggest that Rosy Rupee Land was released in
Really?
Europe, as translation work had already been underway, with the expectation that the game would be released in the US. As audiences had voted against the release in the US, the English translation could still be put to at least some use by launching the game within PAL territories. A fan translation for Balloon Trip of Love was completed in 2017, however, created by several people collectively known as Team Tingle. In 2010, Vanpool, developers of both games, were developing an additional full Tingle title, though the concept was dropped. The game would have been a horror title starring Tingle in the main role, though it was cancelled due to, and I quote, a variety of reasons. However, it could be argued that a horror game with Tingle would be something that would have likely resonated with an American audience more than the slightly creepy perverted elf man going on wacky adventures to become rich and woo unsuspecting women by showering them with money and gifts. It's not quite fitting with Western values in this day and age. And now for another unique Zelda game that never came to the West, a GameCube Zelda game within a game. While not a fully fledged game in its own right, 2004's The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures had an entire additional mode exclusive to the Japanese and Korean releases called Navi Trackers.
Really?
Similar to the main part of Four Swords Adventures, Navi Trackers utilizes the Game Boy Advance to GameCube link cable to give each of the 4 possible players their own screen to play from, whilst the television is used as a map and shared screen. This screen also shows Tetra and a number of other characters from Wind Waker, who provide the player with fully voiced commentary while they play. This is interesting in its own right, as outside of the Satellaview titles, Zelda games didn't typically feature much in the way of voice acting. With this in mind, players can select their gender, along with 2 Japanese characters as their name, which are read aloud by Tetra in Japanese, which is also the case in the Korean release as well. Taking place after the events of the Wind Waker, players must compete across large mazes to navigate and locate the members of Tetra's pirate crew, whilst picking up stamps or medals along the way, to prove Link's worth as a member of the band of pirates, with the 3 opposing players being other pirates who have disguised themselves as Link. The mechanics weren't actually unique to this game and appeared in an earlier Japanese exclusive title by Eiji Ayanuma, Marvelous Another Treasure Island. The mechanics in question weren't part of the fully fledged release of Marvelous, but rather a Satellaview broadcast in which players would listen to the radio broadcast while navigating a map to collect stamps. This is known as a stamp rally, a common event for Japanese people outside of gaming in which they collect stamps during events or when visiting locations across the country. Essentially, Navi Trackers replaces the radio broadcast with Tetris narration. Not only does this mode play as a 4-player competition, but there's also a single-player experience which pits the player against an AI-controlled Tingle instead. The name Navi Trackers worked as both a reference to Link's companion Navi, but also to demonstrate the primary challenge of navigation. That said, the game was once planned to be called Tetris Trackers when it was announced for the West and first shown at E3 in 2003, alongside Four Swords Adventures. Both games were previewed as separate titles, though later that year it was announced that both games, alongside an additional mode called Shadow Battle, would come bundled together on the same disc as a 3-in-1 package. The common thread between these games is that all of them would use GBA to GameCube connectivity. However, when the game was launched outside of Japan and Korea, only the main Hyrulean Adventure and Shadow Battle were included. This confused many as Navi Trackers was originally demonstrated in English, with players choosing an English initial to represent their name in place of 2 Japanese characters. There isn't a lot of information available as to why this game was only released in Japan and Korea, but Nintendo had a tendency to steer away from voice acting in their major franchises, with many finding issue with the extensive voice acting featured in Super Mario Sunshine. Reprogramming many aspects of the game to work with English could have been a challenge in this respect. We've mentioned some similarities between Navi Trackers and Marvelous Another Treasure Island, but it seems the connection between these two games may run even deeper than loose inspiration. Marvelous was created after Eiji Aonuma expressed an interest in creating a Zelda game. Keep in mind, this was before Aonuma ever worked on a Zelda title, and is why Marvelous gives off some strong Zelda vibes. But now that Aonuma is the de facto Zelda series producer, he may have gotten the urge to go back to the world of Marvelous. In a Nintendo Online magazine
When did Eiji Aonuma was working on a Zelda game for the first time? It wasn't the first Zelda game, right? It was after that.
interview published in March 2004, Navi Trackers director Yoshinori Tsuchiyama said the game originated from the desire to make a complete departure from Hyrulean Adventure, which is the main game in Four Swords Adventures, and incorporate a sense of realism produced by having the game talk to the players through the screen. Aonuma then chimes in, saying, "It all started with an 8-year-old game called Marvelous, which made use of the Satellaview satellite transmission system. In that game, players would collect stamps while listening to a radio broadcast. We replaced the satellite transmission system with the connectivity function, used Tetra's character as the vocal guide, and incorporated the pirates." So Navi Trackers was meant to be a complete departure from the main game in Four Swords, and upon hearing this, Aonuma starts talking about Marvelous. It'd be easy to think nothing of this, but there's unused assets in the game's data that make this brief exchange very interesting. Within this unused material are various player icons for a blonde-haired boy in a cowboy hat, a character known as Dion, who was one of the 3 main protagonists in Marvelous. There's 4 different colors for Dion, each for a player character, just like the 4 different colors for Link in the final game. There's even data suggesting that the character Gina Rockwell, who is Dion's teacher in Marvelous, originally took the place of Tetra in Navi Trackers. There's an unused background image showing Gina talking to the player, taking up the same part of the screen Tetra does in the finished game. Biggest of all, there's even a full 3D model of Gina which seems fairly polished. Putting all of this together, it seems that Navi Trackers was originally planned to be based on the Marvelous IP, with Gina guiding Dion instead of Tetra guiding Link. But it was reworked into something that would be more marketable, which is ironic considering that this game mode is probably one of the least played Zelda games of all time. Did you also know there's a whole bunch of Mario and Pokemon games that also never came to the West? For more facts on those, check out the videos
Ooh,
on screen. Much love. Enjoy.
good video. Like, okay. I think I'll be done today. That Tingle game though was interesting. But yeah, tomorrow I'll do more runs for Metroid Dread. Check out my YouTube channel in a couple hours. There will be a YouTube video coming out that I'm really excited about. One of my favorite videos I've worked for. Have a good rest of the day, everyone. Let's see who's streaming. How is he still streaming? Dude, he's streaming like 15 hours now. Or 12 hours. But still, holy damn. Okay, who's streaming then? I can rate you two. I will rate you to... Don't know, actually. That doesn't matter. I'll rate you to Machinville. Because why not? Alright, I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a good rest of the Sunday. Bye-bye.